What's up, YouTube? Pogiforce here, bringing you a Kaijudo Duel, third round of our Kaijudo Duel days from Saturday, May 11th. This is myself on the left versus one of our newer players, Robert Hopkins, on the right. We were each coming into this third round at 1-1. Nick beat me previous round 2-0, so we were. This was basically our chance to get into top two since we only had 6 people on that day. Now, it was coming down to pairings because actually most everybody was 1-1 at this point. The only ones who weren't was Nathan, who was 0-2, and Nick, who was 2-0. So me, Candace, Garrett, and Robert were all playing for the opportunity to face Nick, most likely Nick, and in top two. So I'm going into this knowing that I have to beat Robert as a 2-0 if I'm going to have a good chance of making top two. And I also knew that um, Robert was running a red-green aggro rush deck, could potentially be faster than mine, so I had my work cut out for me here. Having some trouble with my 20-sided, couldn't tell if it was a 6 or a 9, so we just re-rolled it. He starts with the Dragliden mana. I got the Prickleback. Good start. Good strong start. Expecting a 2-drop, and he's got the Weaponsmith. And personally, I'm glad it was a Weaponsmith because Weaponsmith is a creature I can follow up the attack on. So if he attacks with it, I can kill it. Assuming he doesn't have an evolution. Praying he doesn't have an evolution. He doesn't. So he breaks a shield. And now I can take care of that Weaponsmith. I play a Gloom Hollow to protect my Prickleback. And I take care of the Weaponsmith. And he's got the Sabertooth. Fortunately, I did play that Gloom Hollow, so I'll block it. And now I'm at an impasse here. I have to deal with that Sabertooth one way or another. So, but I either didn't have the option or I didn't want to give him mana just yet. So I Reap and Sow, throw down a Skull Shatter. And I believe I passed turn. Yep. So he's attacking again. Did he even draw? I'm not sure if he drew that turn. He attacked again, I blocked again. I don't think he drew that turn. So I puppet, I take a look at his hand. I think he remembered to draw at that point. So he drew up because he was supposed to. He forgot. That's okay. That's okay. We're all learning. We still learn. I make mistakes sometimes too. I'm going to block. I'm just going to keep blocking this guy. And as long as he doesn't play any more creatures, I'm okay. So, what do I have at this point? I see the Tornado Flame, which I had put in the deck as a tech because I knew Nathan was running Herald. I might take it out of the future builds of the deck. I ran it Sunday as well. I just play mana and pass because I don't really see any reason to go in. And at the same time, he's got Sabertooth. So now he's got a Prickleback. And is even going to bother attacking. He is. So I'm just going to block it again. He just summoned that, so he can't attack with it. My turn. Got 8 mana. Looks like I'm using how much of it? 7. Tetsurian the Unchained, so I banish his Prickleback. Tetsurian's still smaller than Sabertooth, unfortunately. My Prickleback's going in. Razor Kinder Puppet's going in. Prickleback goes back to my hand. Trying to hopefully swing for game next turn. So he plays Flame Aura and mana. Then he Comet Missiles, which is a little upsetting. And then he Reap and Sows. So now he's attacking. Now he gets that double breakthrough. I think it was a Death Smoke and some other thing that sadly can't kill. Sabretooth right now. So I put the Death Smoke in mana knowing I can't kill him with it. And I think I just Root Trap instead. Yep. Sending it to the mana zone. And I'll play 2 Pricklebags, try to buff up my board, and I'll double break with Tetsurian. And then break the last shield with Razorkinder Puppet. So he's got 9 mana. He's going to tap 8. I think. At this point, the game is pretty much mine. He's just trying to find the most satisfying way to get his moral victories in, as we call it. Had a pretty good start there myself. Did not see any Sabretooths all game, but I did get the Tetsuri and the Unchained out, and I did get the Puppet out. And, you know, reaping so into the Puppet's so good, because that means turn 5 Puppet. And that means you're puppeting before your opponent is. Or if you got Razorhide turn 3, that's also meaning you can mana up for a turn 5 Puppet. Puppet's just so good. Instant 3 right now. Same with Skull Shatter, really. Maybe not in a control deck, maybe only 2 in a control deck, but in this build I was running 3. He's thinking pretty hard on this.
If I win, I'm still in the running. If Garrett wins, you're what, 1-1?
And this has been a few days ago, so my memory on it isn't entirely fresh. And I don't have the raw audio playing in the background, so I don't exactly know what's being said at this point. I just know what the situation was, more or less, going into this. So he plays mana, get 10 mana. And he's going to tap 8 for Billion Degree. And I'm like, there's all kinds of... He can kill any one thing. But he's choosing to double break instead. So he got me down to no shields, but at this point I win game 1. I have 4 different guys that can attack him directly. So we're getting ready to shuffle up for game 2.
So if I can 2-0 this, then I'm probably
No. The only one that hasn't been 2-1 was me and Nathan, because I won 2-0.
Right. Chain Lash Tetsurian, I can attack Gloomhollow. Attack Gloomhollow.
But yeah, Robert has been had some difficulty coming in the last few weeks. A lot of our newer players can't afford new cards all that often. And really, it's been a blessing that these guys have been able to afford the tournaments themselves. It's great to have them with us. As you can see, Robert's playing without sleeves. He hasn't been able to buy some new sleeves for his deck yet. Garrett had to take sleeves off of one of his old decks to sleeve it. A lot of our new players are just playing sleeveless. But Robert's slowly building himself up a pretty decent deck. He did beat Nathan today, on that day. In the end, I'm not going to say what he got at the end because that'd spoil this match. But I think he did pretty good for a newer player. Garrett did pretty good as well. I stopped myself for a second there because I'm like, wait a second. I put out 6 shields. That one's actually supposed to be my hand. So there we go. See, I told you, everyone makes mistakes. So, we're starting up game 2 here. And he gets to go first. Starts with a Razorhide. I draw. Set mana. I think I had a really poor starting hand here. I was terrified he was going to just completely destroy me. And as I said at the beginning of the video, I was aiming for that 2-0 just to help solidify my position in top 2. And the other matches going on at the time, Garrett was playing Nathan. Garrett was running Blurple. Nathan was running Herald Aggro. And on the other table was Nick versus Candace. Candace running Mono Fire. Nick running Birds and Bottles. So I got the turn 2 Prickleback, thankfully. And he's going with the turn 2, turn 3 for him.
I'll charge.
Weaponsmith.
I really don't want to, but I'll charge Infernus.
So I throw the Infernus down and I throw out the Gloom Hollow. Because I think at this point I was actually a little worried. Yeah, because he threw a Laser Arm in mana. I'm like, he probably has another Laser Arm to evolve it. I'm going to throw out a blocker and see what he does. So he plays mana.
Right.
Tap 3 for
And my anticipation was correct. He does have the Laser Arm. So I block it
yeah,
with the Gloom Hollow.
I made the right choice here.
Actually, I take that back. My hand was actually pretty amazing. Because I think I have the Sabertooth or Heal Flame. Heal Flame. So I use it to take care of his Laser Arm.
nice move.
And then I pass.
Excellent. Just the card I was hoping for. I'm not going to charge. I'm going to tap 2 for
So he
cost,
Comet Missiles the Gloom Hollow, unfortunately.
and I pass.
And I think at this point I start swinging with guys who go back to the hand.
I'll charge Barrage. 4.
So there's the Heal of Flame again. So with the Heal of Flame first,
Flame Shield.
because I'd rather have the Heal of Flame than lose the Prickleback. I only had one Heal of Flame in the deck,
And Prickleback.
but I had 3 Pricklebacks. So I take 2 shields, both creatures go back to hand.
3 logo scan.
Very glad that he's not running Dark, because Skull Shatter would love to meet this hand.
I need some
It's like, hey, I got guys who go back to hand when they attack. I got Skull Shatter.
Tap 4 for
So he's got Draglide the Swiftest. He attacks, breaks a shield, hits a Tornado Flame.
nice.
Tornado Flame actually doing something in a match.
Yeah. Kind of figured you'd have a tornado flame.
So I think I play mana,
Run into it sometime in the duel.
and I just replay the same 2 creatures that I had out there initially.
4 for Heal Flame. 1 for Prickleback.
And then break a shield with Heal of Flame. Heal of Flame goes back to hand.
Lucky so far that I haven't hit any blasts.
So I got all the board aggression right now because sadly, while Robert has some very fast aggressive guys, they just don't really compete with Heal of Flame. The card that could
Charge. Tap 3 for Razor High.
would probably be a bump with Burn Claw. But really his deck's just not suited to deal with the likes of Heal of Flame because he lacks blockers.
4.
And he lacks discard. And the deck, I think it runs Return to Soils, but they have to be in the shield. So, you know, that's the one downside of running a Fire Nature deck, was that without Darkness and discard, he can't really deal with Heal of Flame all that well. And he's lucky that I'm running only one in the deck.
That would be stupid. So,
But don't count him out just yet, because he still has
charge the root trap.
creatures of his own.
Bonus the awaken. Kill Cyber Strike.
That's what we got here.
Got 7 there.
2 for a Bronca.
Go.
And at this point, I think I'm trying to solidify my position as long as I don't hit a blast.
Be praying more than you.
So I throw out the Bull Tail, double break.
Shield.
Does he got any blasts? He does not, so that's Prickleback for game.
Well played, Robert.
So that's a swift match. Hope you enjoyed that, everybody. Like, favorite, subscribe, and we'll see you later.